Hello there once again. Welcome to our word a day for Lent. And our word today on day 29 is the word serve. In Matthew chapter 20 verse 28, Jesus offers us a line that reveals really the very heart of his mission. He says, "The Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." And these words come in response to a very human moment. He finds the disciples arguing about status, about position, about importance. And Jesus, he doesn't take them aside to rebuke them or to scold them. Instead, he just simply redirects them. He shows them that greatness in God's kingdom actually looks nothing like greatness in this world. This world measures greatness by power, visibility, control, whereas Jesus measures greatness by service and humility and sacrificial and self-giving love. And Lent is the season that can bring that truth into a very sharp focus. You see, we follow a Lord who kneels down to wash feet, who touches the forgotten, who notices the overlooked, who gives himself completely for others, especially those on the margins. So his greatness is not in what he demands, rather it's in what he offers. And he invites us into that same way of living. To serve is not to diminish ourselves, rather it is to become more Christ-like. To give of ourselves is not to lose life, rather it helps us to discover who we are and whose we are. To put others first is not a sign of weakness, it's actually a sign of the strength of our love. So this Lent, Jesus is gently asking us to look deep within ourselves and look at our own hearts. And then ask, where am I seeking to be served rather than to serve? Where am I holding on to privilege or comfort or control? Where is Jesus inviting me to step into humility, generous love? See, the path of service is not always easy, but it is always freeing because it draws us closer to the heart of Christ, the one who came to be served, not to be served, but to serve. So may we walk that path with him, one small act of love at a time. So our challenge for today is about choosing the way of service. As we are told in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus tells us that he came not to be served, but to serve. So our challenge for today invites you to step into that same pattern of humble and generous love. So try today to do one hidden act of service. Choose something. It doesn't need to be some grand gesture. It can be something small and indeed something completely unnoticed and overlooked. Tidy a space that perhaps you didn't create. Let someone go ahead of you. Make a cup of tea for someone. Send someone just a quiet word of gratitude or encouragement. But do it without drawing attention to yourself. Let it be your own secret offering. Find a way to put someone else first today. Choose one moment during this day to surrender preference. Give up having to have the last word. Listen instead of jumping in and trying to interrupt. Step back and let someone else choose. Perhaps respond with patience instead of being irritated. Let humility become a habit and indeed become a way of life. Try today to carry someone in prayer throughout the day. Pray for someone that you know who needs strength or comfort or hope. Hold them up before God with the same tenderness that you know that Jesus holds you with. Then, as ever, at the end of today, close in prayer and offer a word of thanks to Christ and to God. But ask yourself this question when you're at prayer and when you're reflecting back on your day. Where did serving others bring me an unexpected peace or joy? Let's pray. Jesus, you who came not to be served but to serve, may you shape our hearts into the pattern of your love. Teach us to choose humility over pride, kindness over comfort, and generosity over self-interest. Where we cling to our own ways, may you soften us. Where we resist the needs of others, may you open our hearts and open our hands. Where service feels costly, may you fill us with your grace. Strengthen us and make our life a quiet reflection of your self-giving love. Let our words bring peace, our actions bring hope, and our presence carry your compassion. Lead us through the rest of this Lenten season into the freedom that comes from serving with you, now and always. Amen.